Most people walk around believing that if someone secretly likes them, there will be obvious signs, clear messages, or bold confessions, but that belief comes from movies, not psychology. Because, in real life, attraction is filtered through fear, trauma, attachment wounds, and a nervous system trained to survive rejection. So instead of honest expression, you get silence, mixed signals, and confusing behavior. And this is exactly why so many people stay stuck, wondering, overanalyzing every message, every look, every pause, asking themselves, do they like me, or am I imagining it? When? The truth is far simpler and far darker. Desire rarely hides in words. It hides in regulation, control, and restraint. And the more someone is afraid of vulnerability, the more their nervous system will betray them in subtle ways. The trick to knowing if someone secretly likes you does not require asking questions, seeking reassurance, or playing games. It requires understanding one core psychological principle. Humans react more honestly to loss of emotional access than to the presence of connection, because presence can be taken for granted, but loss triggers survival, and survival bypasses ego, logic, and social masks. People with unresolved attachment wounds learned early that wanting leads to pain, so they internalized a rule that says do not reveal desire unless safety is guaranteed, which creates adults who feel deeply but act cautiously, monitor interactions obsessively, and hide attraction behind indifference, humor, or emotional distance. Yet suppression does not eliminate attraction. It only reroutes it into behavior patterns that leak under pressure. And pressure is exactly what this psychological trick creates. Not through manipulation, but through controlled withdrawal. Before you do anything, you must regulate yourself. Because if you act from anxiety, desperation, or a need to control, you will contaminate the signal. But when you are calm, grounded, and emotionally neutral, you can reduce one layer of access without explanation. Stop initiating conversations. Respond slower but not cold. Stop over-explaining your thoughts. Stop filling silence. Stop offering emotional labor on demand. And do not announce this change, because verbal explanations give the other person's mind something to rationalize, while silence forces the nervous system to respond honestly. When emotional access decreases, 3 reactions reveal hidden attachment, and these reactions are not conscious choices. They are automatic nervous system responses. First, increased seeking behavior, where they suddenly text more, ask personal questions, invent reasons to talk, or reinsert themselves into your awareness, not because they decided to like you, but because their nervous system felt the threat of disconnection and moved to restore balance. Second, emotional leakage, where they become slightly irritated, sarcastic, passive-aggressive, or inconsistent, which many people misinterpret as disinterest or disrespect. But psychologically, this is frustration caused by blocked desire. The emotion wants expression, but fear prevents it, so it leaks sideways as mood shifts. Third, sudden withdrawal or coldness, which is the most misunderstood reaction, because it looks like they stopped caring, when in reality, it is avoidant deactivation, a protective shutdown triggered by caring too much, where the nervous system says this is unsafe, pull back before you get hurt. And this reaction often follows strong attraction mixed with deep fear of vulnerability. The difference between simple interest and real attachment becomes clear here. Interest fades quietly when access is reduced, but attachment reacts, shifts, destabilizes, because attachment is not about liking someone, it is about emotional investment, and investment always responds to perceived loss. Imagine this moment clearly. You do not chase. You do not clarify. You do not ask, what are we? You do not seek reassurance. You simply observe. And suddenly the dynamic flips. They are the one thinking about you, checking their phone, replaying interactions, feeling uncertainty, not because you manipulated them, but because you stopped feeding certainty without commitment. And attraction hates uncertainty when it has not secured emotional safety. This works because attraction activates dopamine, the chemical of anticipation and reward, and withdrawal triggers cortisol, the stress hormone that forces awareness. So when access is removed, the body realizes what the mind was avoiding, and the truth surfaces through behavior, not confession. However, this trick is not a weapon. It is a diagnostic tool. And if you repeat it excessively, you will damage trust and create insecurity. Because healthy connection requires consistency once clarity is achieved. But used once, consciously, it reveals whether emotional attachment exists at all. The most important moment comes after you see their reaction, when you must ask yourself a question most people avoid. Do I want someone who only responds when they feel loss? Because hidden attraction often points to unresolved attachment wounds, fear of intimacy, and emotional immaturity, and knowing someone likes you is not the same as knowing they are capable of loving you. In a stable, secure way, many people mistake anxiety for passion and withdrawal for mystery. But psychology teaches us that love grows in safety, not fear, and this trick does not tell you who will love you. It tells you who is already emotionally invested but afraid to admit it. If someone only recognizes your value when you pull away, they were never confused. They were attached and avoiding vulnerability, and once you see that, you stop begging for clarity and start choosing consciously. Because clarity is not something you extract from others, it is something you observe through patterns over time. If this paragraph made you uncomfortable, that discomfort is awareness breaking through denial. And awareness is power, so if you want to understand human behavior at the nervous system level, decode attachment wounds, and see through emotional illusions that keep people stuck, follow for deeper psychology, and if you are ready to go further, the link in bio will show you how to stop guessing and start seeing people clearly.